Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. It's your friendly bad guy YouTuber here, the WWE hater of all haters in YouTube community. Is here today to discuss about Random Wrestling Talk, episode number 27. We're going to talk about Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, pay-per-view from this year that took place on July 23rd. I do apologize that I did not have a live stream of this on Saturday the 23rd with you guys, but unfortunately I had some issues trying to stream the show. So I actually took the time to watch it Monday night, and I decided I'd make it here for tonight's episode of Random Wrestling Talk. We're also going to be talking about some WWE news and rumor shit about the aftermath of good old Vince McMahon retiring. Quite a few things happen, as you all may know. Triple H is now head of creative with Bruce Pritchard working underneath him. That should be very interesting how good old Bruce Pritchard sucks up to Triple H now at this point. Quite a few things are happening and popping in WWE. One thing that has been mentioned is Paul Heyman and Stephanie McMahon actually have a good working relationship. There could be a possibility that Paul Heyman moves in to the same position Bruce Pritchard's in, and we see Bruce Pritchard go bye-bye. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I know I'd like it, because Bruce Pritchard doesn't deserve a job. For all the years he was there, he didn't do jack shit. The ratings kept dropping. The shows became worse. And he stood by and did whatever Vince McMahon told him to do. Whether or not what he wrote down was not exactly what we saw on television doesn't matter. The man was in a position where his job was supposed to provide good television for us all to enjoy for 3 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Friday, as well as 2 hours on NXT for Tuesday night. By the way, speaking of NXT, I spent about 15 minutes watching NXT tonight, and I gotta say, not impressed. Don't really care. Was there a little attitude? Yes, I'd have to say that. But to be quite frank with you guys, I did not give a flying fuck about the show. And not to mention, I don't know any of the characters on the show because I don't follow NXT 2.0 representation of shit. And my goodness, man, could they make that damn arena any more brighter? I think I was going blind watching Zoe Stark come out in her entrance. It was blinding my eyes. I literally could not see for a small second. I'm not kidding you. For a second, I could not see very well. It was that blinding. I mean, it's one thing to make it colorful, have people be seen by the audience that are watching the show, but my goodness, can you tone it down a notch? Can you please? Just take it down a notch, you know? But yeah, NXT looks like it's a fucking unicorn. Literally rainbows all around the fucking gosh darn ring post. Can you please spare us the rainbow colors? I mean, swear to God, I was expecting a horse with a horn on top of its head to appear out of the fucking clear blue. What a fucking shitty ass show this is. I literally can't stand WWE. No matter how much I want to praise it and what have you, I think it sucks. I really think the show absolutely sucks. The company is shit. And there's been some reports going around that BC Amplified, yes, BC Amplified, he's another guy I follow. I don't just follow JD from New York 206. I do follow BC Amplified man as well. And if you don't know him, go check him out. BC Amplified. You'll find him and he'll tell you what's going on. There was some things he said that I listened to, and I'm going to spill some of that stuff to you guys on my channel today. He said he really believes that WWE's Raw episode was actually good because they were Madison Square Garden. He saw there was some changes, but he honestly doesn't think that that's going to stay. It's not going to stick. And I have to agree. And here's why. For many, many years, we've got nothing but shit from this company. And even though Vince McMahon says, oh, he's retired, he's got 80% ownership in stocks. That motherfucker, before you know it, could decide to come back if everything goes well, which, by the way, things are not going well for Vince. There's actually some information running around on the internet that he may have been using some of the company's money to pay these women off. Can you believe this shit? This man's taking company money to use to pay off hoes that he's been fucking to keep him quiet. Not his own money, but the company's money. Wow. This is some bizarro shit. And by the way, guys, he could be facing jail time for this shit. That is fucking messed up. Now, if he gets through all that, he may come back. He may say, fuck it, I'm getting out of retirement. I mean, look at fucking athletes, man. I mean, look at the athletes, man. They're going ahead and they say, I'm retired. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He said he's going to retire. He comes back fucking 4 years later. He retires in 1998, comes back, I believe, in 2001, 2002, 3 or 4 years later, and plays basketball again for the Washington Wizards. Okay, there's one example. Tom Brady has a Super Bowl ring under his belt with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, almost goes to another Super Bowl last year, says he's going to retire, and then 2 months later, he's coming back. And now he's starting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you guys go figure that shit out and let me know, because I can't figure this shit out. Honestly, it doesn't matter what the fuck they do. They can say they're going to retire, but they really don't. It's idiotic. Whatever. Anyway, here's some comments coming into the chat. Big On says, do you think WWE will get better now? Only time will tell, Big On. Only time will tell. I'm not going ahead and jumping on the WWE bandwagon going, oh, yay, I'm a fan again. Woohoo. No. None of that stuff is going to happen with me just yet. I'm going to continue to remain the WWE hater to the day I die unless this company shows me change. They showed a little bit of change Monday night. I watched a little bit. I saw Austin Theory and Roman Reigns and the Who's Your Daddy chant was erupting throughout the arena. I thought that was nice. Kind of reminded me of the old school days. But let's be honest. How many times has WWE let us down? I've fucking lost count. They make terrible booking decisions. They do all these fucked up things, and yet we're supposed to give them a mulligan? Nah, I'm not giving them any mulligan. You know when I'll give them a mulligan? When after SummerSlam, we see these changes consistently take place on Monday night and Friday night Raw and SmackDown. That's when I'll go ahead and I'll say, I should give these people a shot. I'm going to watch SmackDown. If I have the time, I'm going to watch SmackDown over the weekend, and I'm going to see how things go down. If things go down in in the same way as Raw did with some minor changes here and there, terrific. If they don't, then I know WWE's full of shit, and it doesn't matter who's in power. The fucking show's going to suck no matter what. That's all I got to say on that. Rachel Buck says, are you going to read my stuff that I sent? All right. You wrote out a lot of information. You've got to stop doing that. Condense the information, please. This is a lot of stuff she wrote. I'm going to be reading all this off to you guys, so give me a moment, because she really went off on a tangent with these comments. So here's what Rachel Buck said. Fightful has spoken to numerous talent, both free agents and talent in other companies, who said they believe they'd still be with WWE if Triple H had been in his current roles sooner. Triple H reportedly wants to make big moves at SummerSlam. Okay, that's great. I want to see those big moves, and I hope they do happen. I would like to start being able to cover this show without being a fucking sellout and going ahead and torturing myself while I'm not even getting paid to do this shit. This is a hobby, folks. I want to be able to enjoy what I'm watching and then come on here and be able to speak a little bit positively about the show. If there's things that need to be critiqued, I totally understand that. But to sit here and have to do this for free and beat it to death and repeat the same shit I've been saying since 2015 when I started the channel, no, I'm not going to do that. That's idiotic and that's just plain fucking stupid. I'll review AEW. I'll review even Impact Wrestling when I can. But I'm not going to sit here and watch Raw and SmackDown bore the shit out of me week after week. Thankfully, Matt87 Eagle, who follows this channel, is a best friend of mine, told me that he was watching Raw for 3 hours straight, the whole entire show. I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought I was imagining things or somebody slip acid in my drink somewhere that I didn't know about. So I'm going, what the fuck's he sitting through all this shit? I was figuring he'd spend 1 hour and then cut it off his television. But he actually sat through the full hour. I couldn't believe it. A full 3 hours, excuse me. I couldn't believe that. So she goes on to say WWE on July 26th draws, or July 25th, actually. July 26th is today, Rachel. Draws highest viewership number demo rating in a month. I don't know where you got that information. I tried looking up the ratings just before I went on the show and could not find it. So I don't know where you're getting your report from, but okay. She then states Sean Sapp reported behind Fightful paywall that former wrestlers who left WWE for a variety of reasons under the Vince McMahon regime are excited about Triple H gaining more control within the company. Stephanie McMahon's influence is also said to be appealing. There is a lot of thoughtful insight into the situation right now as the pro wrestling landscape changes in a huge way. One former NXT talent that had options within WWE before signing elsewhere, let me scroll down here, signing elsewhere, said that they felt an incredible sense of loyalty to Triple H and had been had he been the person managing their creative future, things could have been much different. The talent, another talent that ended up in AEW, said that they had no confidence in being in WWE's creatives, excuse me, let me rephrase this. They had no confidence in being creatively satisfied on the WWE main roster. Okay. And one said, I'm glad that that I went to AEW, but if I was graduating to Triple H, lead SmackDown or Raw, I probably would have re-signed with WWE before my deal was up. Another top free agent that has several options that we spoke to said that both Triple H and Seth McMahon are being in their positions greatly increases the possibility of them eventually heading back to the company. We've heard from other free agents that were hopefully their previous relationships with Triple H led to them at least having conversations, but didn't expect that to happen imminently. We will see how the company will look with talent in the future. WWE was looking at choosing college athletes to build as their future superstars. And Rachel Buck goes on to say that WWE announcing Triple H as the head of creative have received unanimous praise from fans and wrestlers all across the wrestling world. In fact, Fightful Select reports numerous talent have come out and said if Triple H had taken over 5 to 6 years ago, they'd all still be there. Okay. That is something I'm not surprised by. I'm not surprised by that, Rachel. There has been tons of reports that said they enjoyed working in NXT, but knew moving to the main roster, they were looking at hard times with Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and whoever else like Kevin Dunn. They wouldn't give them any hope or, satisfaction what they're doing on television on a week-to-week basis. So I understand that. That's nothing new to me. There is a total change taking place in WWE that could really push AEW's face in. There's no doubt about it. And this is coming from an AEW diehard fan. I love AEW, but I am a realist. And if WWE plays serious, which I have said multiple times on this channel, if WWE takes their product seriously and actually does something correctly to get your interest, they will push AEW's face clean in. They will kick their ass. I've said this 1,000 times. It's like compare AEW being compared to someone with Down syndrome. Okay? That's what WWE is. Down syndrome. They're fucking retarded. That's what their product is. Dumb as shit. Now with Triple H in power as creative, Stephanie McMahon doing the business end of things with Nick Khan, who knows? We might see a new and improved WWE that we haven't seen in such a very long time. That's all I got to say on the subject. Do I think there's going to be change? Maybe. Do I have my hopes up? Hell no. Why the fuck would I do that after all these fucking years? We could have had all these changes done a long time ago. Why did Vince have to do all this shit? What, to annoy his audience? What the fuck's wrong with this guy? I don't care if you got Alzheimer's or you're getting dementia. The fuck would you insult your customers? That's idiotic. That's the number one thing, 101 by Vince McMahon that he said about WCW. Never do. Don't insult your customers. You will lose them. That's what WCW did. By the finger poke of death. January 4th, 1999 was the day WCW died. They never recovered from that. The ratings never got better. They maintained a 2 to 3 million views. While WWE was going all the way up to fucking 4 and 5 million views and sometimes 6 million views per week on a Monday night. So, hey, wake up, people. Let's get to reality here. This is fucking ridiculous that Vince McMahon would take a product that is a guy like me that has followed them through thick and thin, nonstop, would watch every fucking pathetic thing they do on their shows. There was people moving away from WWE even when they were still called WWF. And I was still there. I still valued and enjoyed their product for what they had to offer. Hell, even in 2007, 2008, 2009, I was still even there in 2010 when the product was starting to go right down the fucking tubes. People were fucking running away from this damn product. You had guys like CM Punk coming on TV, pointing out the obvious shit about this damn product on a week-to-week basis. From 2011 to 2013, he pointed out every fucking thing that was wrong with this product. And did anything change? Fuck no. So am I going to go ahead and sit here and say, oh, WWE might get better? No, I'm not. Not until I see change. Enough with the fucking talk. Let's get the action and motion. Let's do that. Then we can talk about how great WWE is. At this point, there's potential. Yes, there is potential. I'm going to give them that. But in reality, am I going to give them a fucking mulligan? Hell no. Fuck them. AEW has been producing entertaining shit week after week. They are fun. They are entertaining. They bring old school mentality back to wrestling every fucking week. Are they perfect? Hell no. But they're at least trying to do something. WWE spent the last 15, well, not 15 years, the last 10 years fucking doing absolutely nothing since 2010. So that's 12 years. This company has been absolute fucking shit. 12 fucking years of absolute garbage, just getting progressively worse every freaking year. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Till I see change on my television, until I hear people on the higher platforms in YouTube that have a lot more subscribers than I do that I follow say, this show has gotten progressively better week after week. That is when I will say I'm wrong and WWE's in the right. Till then, fuck them. I don't give a shit. I hope they do right. Hell, man, every time I fucking talk about this shit, Matt87 Eagle is congratulating me in one of the comments saying, congrats for the 1.3 thousand viewers on the video for Triple H. I love that. That helps me. I've got 5 new subscribers to this channel. By the way, to the new 5 new subscribers, thank you very much for joining the channel. I get a lot of viewership from WWE when I do their shit. But the problem is, I'm not going to sell myself out so I can get subs. I'm not going to do that and say, oh, how great the WWE product is. No, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not a sellout. I'm as real can get in this fucking YouTube channel. On this YouTube platform, I'm the most realest fucking person you're going to meet. I don't twist my words. I don't change what I feel. I stick to my guns. And I tell you what it is. I've been telling everybody since 2020, this company is getting sold in 2023 after WrestleMania 39. Get this, folks. BC Amplified found a fucking news article that there is still a possibility by wrestling professionals, wrestling critics, people that are still believing that after WrestleMania 39, by mid 2023, they may be looking to sell the fucking product off anyway. Do I not know my shit or what? Come on, man. I know my shit and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'll tell you one thing, man. Anybody that wants to sit here and go ahead and say, oh, WWE's going to be fixed, it's going to be a better... No, man. Don't give them that fucking mulligan yet. Don't give them that kind of credit yet. I don't give them nothing. I give them that until I see the change. When I see the change, I'll go ahead and say it. After SummerSlam, folks, we should see some drastic changes. We should see some long-term wrestling taking place in the middle of that ring. You got a 3-hour fucking show on Raw. I should be seeing 15-minute barn burners. That's what we should be seeing. Which, by the way, Matt87 Eagle told me while watching the show, there was a lot of that taking place. Kudos to them. Congratulations. Excellent. Continue that week after week. It makes creative a hell of a lot easier. Make wins and losses mean something. Do something that helps this product make sense and makes people feel like they're not watching something while they turn dumb watching it. That's all I got to say. Let me get into some of the comments. I know I've kind of ranted on here and talked a lot about this. So let me go on and say, see the comments here. Big on quite a few comments made by him. Let me go ahead and read them off. Everybody says Triple H will change WWE and make it better. How often will the real good changes will happen in WWE now that Triple H and Stephanie are in charge or in control? Like I said, I pretty much answered that. I think that there's a possibility that might happen, but until we see those changes take place on this show, and I think we should see some good amount of changes after SummerSlam, I mean, shit. Then we'll know what's going on in WWE creatively backstage. Are we getting a change in WWE, or are we just sitting here pretending that change is happening, but it never will come? And they've done this shit before. So I understand Vince McMahon supposedly was in control, but let's be honest. Who the fuck knows what Vince McMahon's truly doing behind the scenes? For all we know, he could have been backstage with Stephanie and Triple H doing the fucking show. Who the hell knows? So Big On goes on to say that WWE can now bring back the Authority again. Yeah, I hope that's not a case. I hope they don't bring them on screen. That would be fucking terrible. Bring that shit back. Big On says now WWE can bring back everybody they release back into WWE. Are you kidding me? That is like going ahead and saying, hey, AEW, temporarily you can borrow these guys, but we kind of need them back. You know, there's a little rental fee here, but we'll take them back now that we got rid of the old bastard from Stamford, Connecticut. What the fuck? Oh, my goodness, man. Matt 87 Eagle congratulates me on the 1.3 thousand views on the last video I did of Triple H taking over creative control. Thank you very much, Matt, for that comment. Big On says, you still not going to watch WWE now that Triple H is in charge of creative? I just answered that question as I was speaking here. I stated that I will watch it when I start to hear that there's changes taking place. I will consider watching Raw, not actually Monday Night Raw, because there's a little bit of an issue here. I'm actually supposed to be on a date with a girl I have just met, and her and I have been, getting along very well, and we both seem to like each other. So I was thinking about taking her out on a date Saturday, but unfortunately, some plans might be interrupted by her end of her life, family stuff. I don't want to tell any personal things because I don't think she'd appreciate that. But her and I may have to reschedule our date on Monday night. So that being said, if we happen to reschedule our date for Monday night, I will be watching SummerSlam Saturday night and give you guys my full on review live here on the channel Saturday night as originally planned, instead of switching it to Sunday night for me to cover that with you guys. So we may be able to have this done immediately after the show is over, which would be really nice. But if not, I would personally enjoy having the date with the girl I've been talking to. She's a lot of fun to talk to, and she seems like a very nice person. But here's the deal. Monday Night Raw, I'm planning on possibly going to give you guys a review. If I happen to have this date on Monday, then I'll have the review for Monday Night Raw on Thursday night. I'll give you guys my insight on how the show went down for me and tell you guys one way or another if I'm going to continue to watch the show. If so, if everything goes well Thursday night, I will provide you guys a review for SmackDown either Friday night or Saturday night, depending on which show I get to watch first, based on my work schedule and what I do after work. Because I do have to do a lot of house chores and shit, take care of my house, clean it up, all that bullshit. I shouldn't have said house chores. It sounded like a fucking kid. But yeah, my basically clean up around my house, keep it clean and all that jazz. But pretty much that is the schedule here at this point in time. It's kind of all over the place. I still got to plan this out for you guys. But I will definitely give you guys notification at least a few hours before I go live doing the reviews for SummerSlam, most definitely. Raw will be a audio format. I will not be here live doing the review. I will do it audio format so that you guys will just get it, watch it, and you can leave comments down below after you're done watching the review. So let me go ahead here. Matt 87 Eagle says not watching NXT 2.0 though. Yeah. I hope you're not, because it's shit. Matt 87 Eagle also says Vince killed everyone's enjoyment of WWE, wrestlers included. Yeah, obviously. Or they wouldn't all left and went to the other company, AEW, or whatever wrestling promotion they could get their asses into. Anyway, Big On says that, is it me or wrestling fans are toxic and negative these days? Back then, when we watched wrestling, it was fun and enjoyable, and everyone had a good time. Look, like during the SmackDown versus Raw days. Well, look, man, I'm not trying to be a toxic person. I just want to be able to watch something for 3 hours and be able to sit there and be able to say something positive about it. You want to sit there and watch a 2-3 hour show where you have nothing positive to say, and mostly the whole entire show is a waste of your fucking time. Of course, you're going to be freaking pissed off about it. It's an obvious reason to be mad. And that's why I stopped watching the fucking product and doing the reviews on here, because all I kept doing was repeating myself week after week. What is the point? It's like talking to a fucking wall. There's no point in doing it. Big On continues to say, I'm actually watching WWE in 2015. I'm actually seeing Sasha Banks in a team with Naomi and Tamina against Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. Yes, I remember that. And then Rachel Buck says, I kind of owe you an apology for telling you that Cody might return to SummerSlam, but I was, hold on. But I was wrong. He looks hurt and he is returning to the Royal Rumble. Yes, I obviously knew that. And I appreciate your correction there and apologizing to me. But yeah, I had no doubt in my mind that he would not be returning to SummerSlam. He would not show up there. Had no doubt in my mind he wasn't doing that. Matt87 Eagle says, doesn't mean AEW doesn't slip, but they've been putting on great shows since day one. Yes, they have. I will be getting into their, I guess you could say their sister company, their brother company, ROH. I'm going to talk about that. There were some things on that show I kind of didn't like, but I'll get into it with you guys in just a moment. Big On states that you believe with Vince McMahon retired, WWE could still possibly getting sold. Yeah, you got fucking Nick Khan, man, in the middle of all this. He's a fucking co-owner. For all we know, well, not a co-owner, a co-CEO worker with Stephanie McMahon. For all we know, he could go ahead and convince Stephanie and Triple H to sell the company. For all we know, Nick Khan, man, and Stephanie and Triple H maybe have worked in cahoots with each other to get Vince McMahon convinced he should pull back and get the hell out of there completely. And they probably leaked out all this fucking information just to get rid of the old bastard, so that the son-in-law, the wife, and the fucking Nick Khan, man, can get all the money. Who the hell knows? Maybe they tried to fuck Vince over. I have no idea. Maybe they betrayed him and they're still in plan to sell the fucking company. But with Nick Khan involved as a CEO person, getting promoted from a financial advisor to a CEO, chairman of the board, I mean, that is a little drastic. How the fuck do you go from that after working for only 2 years to getting moved up to a position like that quickly? I can understand Stephanie McMahon. She's been working in WWE for a very long time, and she's also the daughter of the owner. But to say that Nick Khan has also got to be a co-CEO chairman with her, that makes absolutely no fucking sense. It's like as if Vince doesn't have any trust in his daughter to make the right decisions, but he did it anyway just for the sake of saying, she's my daughter, I need to give her a bone here. That's kind of idiotic. They didn't need co-owner, co-CEO, chairman. That's fucking idiotic, man. I thought that was dumb as shit. That to me just spells out sell. Because Nick Khan has been the guy doing the financial advisory for this company for the last year or two. I don't know how long he's been there, but he's been there for a very short time. I think since the pandemic. I think since 2020, he's been doing his thing there in WWE. So I don't know. Big On also says, every time I see Sasha Banks, I feel better. Okay. I didn't need to know that. Big On says Seth Rollins was a good heel and a great champion in 2015. Absolutely. Agree with you on that one as well. That was good times then with him. The only thing about him that I didn't like was that stupid laugh, and he still has that dumb laugh that I think is absolutely fucking retarded. But his wrestling ability, hands down, one of the best in WWE. No doubt about it. But his character, his gimmick, the whole charade that he does is idiotic. Get rid of it. That's all I have to say on that. All right, folks. Now let's get into something more serious. Let's get into Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. That was the head thing we were supposed to talk about here today. I just wanted to go into some conversation about that situation with Vince McMahon retiring and the aftermath of that. Some other things that did occur was Jonathan Gresham. He is no longer with AEW / Ring of Honor anymore. And good riddance to the son of a bitch. And here's why. Jonathan Gresham lost to Claudio at this pay-per-view with his championship on the line. They were the opener of this show. I wonder why. I really wonder why. Maybe because Jonathan Gresham told Tony Khan to go fuck himself, basically. He told him off because he was angry that he's losing a Ring of Honor World Championship that he's carried for almost a fucking year. He's going to complain about a guy taking the title away from him, putting it on a guy that was working in a bigger promotion than he's ever worked in, and he's getting upset about that. While TK is trying to get Ring of Honor an actual TV deal so that Ring of Honor can stay relevant and they don't just have quarterly pay-per-views. Because there's nothing going on here. There was really no build. The only real build we got was FTR and the Briscoes. And to be quite frank with you, it didn't even have that much build either because nobody was able to interact with the other because the Briscoes are not allowed on Turner television at all because of some comments that were made by Jay Briscoe back in 2012, for God's sakes. Give me a fucking break. Look at Michael Vick. That motherfucker went ahead and was having a freaking dogfighting contest circuit in his freaking house. The fucking NFL let him back in with open arms after he got out of prison. Are you kidding me? Jay Briscoe made a fucking comment about gay people. And it didn't come off right and people didn't like it. Okay, I get it. It's 2012 that happened. That's 10 fucking years ago. Get over it. People getting over Michael Vick and his dog bullshit. Fucking NFL lets that son of a bitch right back in with open arms. And that guy was found guilty for doing something terrible with dogs. But the Briscoe brothers can't get on TV because Jay Briscoe happened to have a hissy fit about gays? The fuck's wrong with these people? Everybody's got a fucking bone up their ass. Shit. Get over it, man, really. Today's society is so fucking retarded. Oh, I'm going to complain about this, I'm going to complain about that. Oh, you don't like me, so I'm going to shut you out. I got a fucking opinion, motherfucker. I'm allowed to it. This is America. Well, I'm not living in a communist country like Russia. The fuck are you talking about, man? People have a right to their damn opinions. No, they may not be nice, but sometimes they're allowed to use their opinions. State their fucking opinions. If you don't like it, tough shit. Go to another country where they don't allow people to speak their mind. Shit. Anyway. Claudio defeated Jonathan Gresham in this opener of the show. And here's the deal, in my opinion on that. Match absolutely fucking sucked. Personally, I think they should have just squashed fucking Jonathan Gresham just like they did to MJF with Wardlow. I think Jonathan Gresham got off easy. What do you guys think? Please, message me in the chat about that one because I think MJF got more screwed than fucking Jonathan Gresham, for God's sakes. MJF got fucking squashed. He got squashed by Wardlow, of all fucking people. He got squashed. Jonathan Gresham gets 11 minutes on this show. He actually gets offense in, doesn't look like a chump, and ends up losing in a very decent ending. I mean, the match was short for what it should have been. It should have been at least 20 minutes plus. I mean, that was definitely a worthy enough main event match. But I don't blame TK. Why the fuck would you waste your time with a douchebag who don't appreciate you? Motherfucker has no idea what he's talking about. You're 5'3". Now, don't get me wrong. I'm 5'6". I understand the wrestling business hates smaller guys. I get it. But motherfucker, you don't have the kind of name Cesaro from WWE has at all. You're not even close to that. And that mofo didn't even get a world championship run. Hell, he was lucky he had a United States championship run and tag team title run opportunities. Your ass has been working in Ring of Honor that went belly up and had to have TK pick up the pieces so that they still live on. And you're going to complain about Claudio getting a fucking championship run that he's never gotten his whole entire career? because, oh, I lost my championship. Fuck you, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Go peddle your papers elsewhere. Supposedly now he's done with professional wrestling. Good. Who gives a shit? Jonathan Gresham. I wonder, Big On says, I wonder why Wade Barrett never won a world championship. I wonder that too, Big On. I really do. I wonder why fucking Wade Barrett didn't win a championship. I wonder why. Well, Vince McMahon had a problem with Cesaro's fucking accent. Probably the same problem that Wade Barrett had. He had an accent problem. Vince McMahon didn't particularly like that. Matt87 Eagle says wrestling doesn't need crybabies. Absolutely. Motherfucker, it's a freaking fixed show. You're trying to entertain the masses. Just do the fucking deed. You're not going out there making yourself look like an idiot. You're performing a match. You lose the title. You're giving it to a higher end name so that you can go ahead and get more, get noticed more, I guess you could say. I mean, Ring of Honor ain't exactly what you would call a very noticeable company. The only reason why anyone knows them is because of Adam Cole, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks. I mean, the list goes on and on. Those guys don't work in those companies, in that company anymore. You know where they're working? WWE and AEW. That's where they're working. So let's get real, folks. We need people with big names holding championships in fucking Ring of Honor if we want them to get a TV deal with anyone that's relevant. That's all I can say about that. And Wade Barrett, he is a crying shame that poor son of a bitch never got a championship run. He was entertaining as fuck and he played a great heel. And then they turned him into shit with the John Cena garbage. And I love John Cena. But there's been moments with John Cena where it has hurt the other fucking people that worked alongside with him. Bray Wyatt, definitely one of them when he was the Swamp Bray Wyatt. That hurt him a ton. They should have had Bray Wyatt go over at Payback in 2014. Yeah, it was 2014 Payback. He should have won that fucking last man standing match. Not John Cena. Sorry. And he should have beaten fucking John Cena at WrestleMania. That shit with him trying to convince John Cena to hit him with a damn chair just to get disqualified made Bray Wyatt look like a fucking pussy. That's all I got to say about that. So yeah, Claudio wins 11 minutes and 30 seconds. My rating on that, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 stars. This match really could have been better. But thank you, Jonathan Gresham, for fucking all that up for us and being a fucking asswipe. And I don't blame TK for shortening down the match because, honestly, why would you want to work with someone who's being unprofessional? You're going to get mad at your boss because he happens to want to put the title on a more relevant name at this point to help Ring of Honor get noticed so they get a TV deal so your sorry ass can get noticed even more? You're an idiot. I would gladly give the title over to Claudio if I was in Jonathan Gresham's position. Gladly. I would ask TK, though, then why did you have me go on TV and say that I'm going to wrestle all the AEW superstars and beat all the fans' favorites in AEW? I would have said that was kind of dumb to make me come out there and say all that. That's the one thing I would have criticized if I was in Jonathan Gresham's position. But other than that, what the hell are you doing, man? You're wasting your time getting mad with your boss about that. I would have just discussed to him about the line that he made him say on AEW Dynamite. Might have been Rampage. I'm not sure. But it was one of those two shows last week. I would have had him go out there and, I would have asked TK, why did you make me say all that then if you're going to make me lose the championship? Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But hey, please explain to me what your reasoning is behind why you made me say that, but now you're going to give it to Claudio. And if he said to me, I'm trying to do this to help ROH get more relevant towards the mainstream media, then I would have been like, all right, fine. And I would have done my job. And I would have done it. And I would have done it the best way I can, which Jonathan Gresham is very capable of doing that. He's a great wrestler. I'm not going to discredit him for that, but he's a fucking idiot for what he said to TK. It's fucking stupid, man. I mean, it's one thing like Sasha Banks getting mad at Vince McMahon. They were doing nothing with those two women, with Sasha Banks and Naomi. Tag team champions. You're making them do absolutely nothing important, and they're the tag team champions. You got no tag team division, and you got them holding belts that mean absolutely nothing. And then you want them to go ahead, have Sasha Banks lose. Naomi wins to face the Raw Women's Champion, and the SmackDown Champion gets to beat Sasha Banks, which was Ronda Rousey at the time. But they have definite reason to gripe and groan about their situation. What the fuck does Jonathan Gresham have to gripe about? He had no reason to complain. He was losing in a normal fashion. He wasn't being made to look like an idiot. And he still didn't get to be made to look like an idiot, like MJF did, getting squashed in 5 minutes. Like he did at Double or Nothing. MJF got so fucking ripped in that match. I was so fucking upset with that. I could not believe they squashed his ass. MJF has a lot more to complain about than Jonathan Gresham. MJF has been providing the best programming on a week-to-week basis when he's on there. And this show has been hurting without him. CM Punk being out with injury has been hurting them. Kenny Omega being out has been hurting them. Those three guys need to get back as soon as possible. TK needs to give something to MJF. He cannot afford to lose this kid. This guy has got a lot to offer to AEW. And if TK wants to be a self-centered prick or an egotistical maniac, he's an idiot for doing that. That would be one thing I would say TK is fucking up with. You do not lose this kid. This guy's got a lot of talent. He has a lot to offer to AEW, and he could be a long-term thing in AEW for a very long time. I would not lose this guy. He is very important to their fucking company. He goes to WWE, and if WWE is making those improvements, kiss AEW goodbye. That's all I have to say. WWE improvement, WWE gets MJF, fuck AEW. They're done. They are fucking done. I'm dead serious. And that's crazy to just say, oh, you lose one person and they go to the other show that's improved. That means they're fucking finished. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but you combine what MJF can do with WWE, with the improvement that if they make them, and you let this kid go, holy shit, you're going to see a whole new old school WWE from back in the day. The old school WWE back in the day would squash AEW of now. I'm sorry. AEW is a very entertaining company, but let me tell you, they would squash him like a fucking bug. That's all I got to say about that. Sorry. But not sorry. All right, let's move on. Dalton Castle and the boys, Brandon Tate and Brent Tate, actually defeated the Righteous with Vincent, who actually works in Impact Wrestling with the Honor No More. Why he's working in Ring of Honor, I have no fucking idea. He also had Bateman and Dutch. This match absolutely fucking sucked ass. Hated this match. This match sucked. Dalton Castle and the boys won the 6-man tag team titles. Kudos for them. Good for them. Whatever. Match sucked anyway. Didn't care for it. Match, I would say, was like a 1.5 out of 5. Match sucked. The first 2 matches were shit. After that, things got better. Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia for the ROH Pure Championship. This was a good match. Very fun match. Athletic as hell. It had a lot to offer for this pay-per-view. It definitely delivered what it needed to deliver in this show. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. There was a few things I would say that was a little strange for me. Usually under those rules, there's 3 rope breaks limited to each superstar, and neither one of them came close of using all 3 of those rope breaks, which blew me the fuck away. That's very unusual. And it came nowhere near a judge's decision either. So that was a bit shocking for that type of match, because usually they go all in on that shit. They have all 3 rope breaks used up by both superstars, and then eventually they come to a conclusion with a finish. But they didn't do that here. So Very shocking, but it was a 3.5 out of 5 stars in my opinion. Thought it was a good matchup overall. We had Roosh go up against his brother Dragon Lee. This was an excellent fucking matchup between these two guys, and there was no storyline delivered whatsoever. I swear to God, this match was killer. 4 out of 5 stars. Easy with no questions asked. This was a fucking fun match. These guys killed each other. Mercedes Martinez defended her women's championship against Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb actually tapped out in this matchup in a very reasonable fashion. She had no choice, or her spine would have been broken. She was placed in a dragon sleeper. She had nowhere else to go. She couldn't reach a rope. There was no choice but to tap out. Match was pretty decent. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was a very solid matchup. Then we come to the co-main event, which was Samoa Joe defending the ROH Television Championship against Jay Briscoe. This match was pretty darn good. If this was the main event, I would have been okay with it. But there was one other match that had to be the main event, which I was talking about for weeks before the show went on the air. And that was the tag team titles, of course. This match was good. Samoa Joe managed to get Jay Lethal in the Tequila clutch. Jay Lethal went for a lethal injection for a second time, and Samoa Joe placed him in the Tequila clutch and made him tap out. And that's how the match ended. Samoa Joe retains his television championship. Then we get FTR going up against the Briscoe brothers. The Briscoe brothers get the first pinfall with a Doomsday device. Then we get a big rig from FTR to get the second pinfall. We're going into a third pinfall. Of course, this was going to lead to a third pinfall. Why the fuck not? So, this match, when we got to the second and third pinfall, these guys were fucking killing each other. Dax Hardwood had fucking blood coming off his chest from all these chops he was taking from Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe. These guys were chopping him to death. He looked like raw meat. I swear to God, it looked brutal as shit. I was totally astonished how much damage that guy took to the chest, and he was bleeding like a stuffed fucking pig. Holy shit. But yeah, this was actually a fucking great match. At the end, the Briscoe brothers lose the final match. And oh yes, Matt 87 Eagle brought up about the table spot. I almost forgot about that. Holy fuck. Fucking Cash Wheeler went ahead and power bombed. I believe it was a power bomb off the top rope. He was on the apron, and Mark Briscoe is on the top rope, and he power bombed him from the apron down to the floor by the table, the timekeeper's table. And Briscoe's head, Mark Briscoe, back of his head hit the corner of the edge of the table, landed on his neck, and well, actually, no way, I'm wrong. Hold on, it was a suplex off the top rope. It wasn't a power bomb. I do apologize. I watched this last night. I kind of forgot what the spot was like. It was a suplex, and Cash Wheeler actually landed back first. He landed flat on his back onto the floor, while fucking Mark Briscoe's back, the back of his neck, hit the corner of the table, and the table broke. I was like, holy shit, that had to hurt. Cash Wheeler had to be hurting for certain in his back, and the neck of Mark Briscoe had to be in fucking pain as hell. He must have been hurting like a son of a bitch. I mean, that had to be painful as fuck. But the match ended, I believe, with a pile driver by Dax Hardwood and a pinfall to Jay Briscoe for the 1-2-3. And that is how the match ended. They celebrated in the ring. There was a few minutes left. I didn't quite catch what happened after that. I don't know if there was some confrontation that took place after the match was over. So I do apologize about that. I'll go back and possibly watch that maybe. But there was like 6 or 7 minutes left after the match was over from what I was watching. But I was so tired out from watching this whole entire event. It was 3 hours long. I did not skip anything. I watched everything from beginning to end. And I was just tired, and I just wanted to call it a night pretty much and go relax and fall asleep. So I didn't watch the last 6 to 7 minutes, and I don't know if anything else happened there. If you guys know anything that happened after that match was over, let me know in the chat now, as we are still here live on the channel. If you guys happen to know and you're watching this after the live stream is over, leave a comment in the section down below. All right, so that match, by the way, was a 4.5 out of 5 stars, easily with no questions asked. So there you go. And Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal, I'm giving that a 4 out of 5 stars. Let me see, what else? Did I miss anything? No, Mercedes Martinez and Serena Deeb was the other match I gave a rating, which was a 3 out of 5. All right, so let me go ahead and retract back here to the comments in the chat, so you guys have your voice be heard here on the channel, and then we'll call it a night. Big On says, I was watching the match between Seth Rollins and John Cena, where Seth broke John Cena's nose. Yes, that was a great matchup, actually. I watched that. I remember that match. That was a lot of fun to watch. 2015 actually had some long-term, those matches were long. We had like 30-minute matches, 15-minute matches here and there. Some of the matches, the main event matches, were given like almost 30-minute plus time sometimes, especially John Cena and Seth Rollins with that broken nose incident. I mean, they gave them some time. And they can do the same thing now. And they should have been doing this forever. For the last, I don't know, 7 fucking years. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Big On also states that everybody says WWE can bring back Sasha Banks and Naomi at this point. Yeah, they could, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Bray Wyatt's been rumored to come back, possibly. I heard someone on Sean's View Entertainment. I actually came across his fucking channel. I wouldn't take him for his word by any means necessary. I would not take him by his word at all. That would be a fucking dumb move. But he's supposedly reporting that Bray Wyatt might be coming back by the Royal Rumble, as well as Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. If those 3 men are coming back for the Royal Rumble, we got a hell of a fucking Royal Rumble to look forward to. But that's just Sean's View Entertainment stating those rumors. I don't know if that's fact or not. And I don't know where he gets his sources from, but he's been known to deliver some really bullshit sources and rumors and shit on his channel that never come true at all. He just reports them for clickbait, basically. That's why his channel is still not, it's not getting more subscribers. I mean, JD had less subscribers than him a few years back, and now he's got more subscribers than fucking Sean's View Entertainment. And Sean View Entertainment has been at 100,000 plus for the last couple of years, and now fucking JD surpassed him by over 10,000 subs. So, please excuse me while I not care. Big On also states WWE never took R-Truth seriously as a world champion. He's a comedian. He was actually good in 2011. He was very entertaining then. He did a thing with John Cena for a little bit. Then he joined with The Miz, which I thought was an excellent tag team between those two guys. I thought they had a great run for the time that they did. Fortunately, they didn't get the kind of run I was hoping for. So that kind of sucks. Big On also states, I saw Stephanie McMahon SmackDown on Friday. She still looks the same in 2014 and still looks good. Yeah, nothing like plastic surgery and a little bit of heavy duty amount of makeup that'll really do the trick, I guess. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, Matt 87 Eagle says Yuta is improving greatly since joining BCC. I would say that, but they still need to get him some kind of gimmick. I mean, really, they need to get him a gimmick real soon. Also, Matt 87 Eagles states that not grabbing any rope breaks showed his toughness to me. Are you talking about the Pure Wrestling Championship match? I would assume that's what he's talking about, because this comment was made a few moments ago. He's also mentioning about the table spot, which I already addressed, and Chad Douglas. Nice to see you in the chat, but he just leaves me a YouTube icon. That's pretty much it. All right, guys. So that's it. Any more takers that want to leave a comment in the chat, by all means, go ahead and do so at this time. I'll be more than happy to read your comment in the chat, I should say. And if not, then we will call it a day tonight, and I'll speak to you again for Dynamite tomorrow. Any takers? Anybody want to say anything in the chat before I go? I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, folks. That's it. Bad guy is out. WWE hater is done talking here. I hope you enjoyed the live stream and enjoyed my commentary here today. If you did, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And as of always, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. You're not wasting your time. I'm always here week after week providing wrestling content and reviews of both products. Well, AEW, but WWE, they're slowly but surely going to possibly make back on the channel where I'm going to do weekly reviews. Hopefully, the fucking show is worth watching. But anyway, at this time, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I'm out, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.